Right. Um, this is part 2 of the blog tutorial that I started yesterday. In this one, we're gonna go ahead and go about and do the admin login. Um, we're gonna just start off basically from bottom up. We're gonna do it so the admin can log in, and then from that point on, we'll continue adding pages where they can edit, add, delete posts, etc., etc. Stuff like that that the administrator will normally do to a website to improve the content or edit the content in various ways. As you know, I have this, and I will start from editing the links layer. What we're going to do, we're going to start in a session. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open global. And because we include global on every single page, we're going to put the session start header on the top of the page. And so therefore each page will know that the session is still going on. And let's see if I have something. Okay. And I'm just going to save that. Okay. And we're going to go here. We're going to add the links. And let's see. And then so I'm going to add a couple basic links right now. Just 2 or 3 just to get started. And is what we're going to do inside the session start part. I'm going to create a variable called session name, and I'm just going to define that to a session UID, or unique ID for the user ID, etc., whichever you wish to prefer. And over here in the link section, we're going to go and call some PHP here, and we're going to basically check to see if that session exists. And if it does, we're going to go ahead and print the links. And this is only going to be for admins. No other user can log in except for an admin. And all admins will have the same privilege as each admin. And probably in this admin section, I'm going to have add user, so an admin can add another admin in case they want to, interpretate another user into their blog. So it's both their blogs now. Okay, and yeah, basically. Okay, here we go. Inside this PHP tag here, we're gonna call an if statement, and we're gonna see if session name, and basically if that exists, we're gonna go ahead and print out the administrative links. Okay. And we're just going to go and echo a couple links here. We're going to just do index. Of course, we're going to keep the home page. And home. And then we'll add add user. We're going to actually keep a nice separate folder for the administrative pages, just so we don't have to keep everything boggled up in one folder. Admin add user .php, and add admin, and then we're just going to add a nice little logout page. This will be in the home directory. Logout.php. Oops. Logout. Alright. And alright. And then we're going to end the if statement here, and we're going to add an else statement. And if it doesn't exist, we're just going to add the home page, which is index.php. Then we're just going to add ooh, I forgot to end this here. Then we're going to add a login page. Alright. Now, if this all goes well, we should only get those two links, home and login. Indeed we do. And basically, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start using some MySQL. I like squall because it's fun to say. We're gonna go ahead and create a little database to hold the users and etc. But right now we're just gonna stick to the user database right now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open a new tab and I'm gonna go to localhost/phpMyAdmin. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new database right here. We're gonna call it blog. Okay, and then we're gonna go here. We're gonna go ahead and add a table. It's gonna be called users. For now, we're just gonna use 3 fields: ID, username, and password. So 3 in that box, and hit go. And we'll go ahead and set it up now. Okay, ID for the first one. It's gonna be a nice little integer. And the extra, we're going to add a nice auto increment, so each time a user is added, their UID will be 1 more higher than the latest user added. And we're going to have to add a primary key. And what a primary key does is it sets it so that no value can be the same. And then in the second box, we're going to do username. It's going to be a varchar. And the length is going to be 32 characters long. And then password. Shit. Okay. Blog. Well, we gotta do this again. Users. 3 fields. Okay, we'll go to ID, integer, primary key, and auto increment. Username. I always spell that wrong on the first try. And then password. This will also be a varchar and 32 characters in length. The reason I do 32 is because we're gonna use some encryption on it. We're gonna MD5 it. We're gonna use the MD5 algorithm, and we're gonna go ahead and click go. And I meant to hit save, but okay. Anyways, now that we have that created, we're gonna we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna connect to our database and our global file. Now, we're just going to do this right after session start, so let's add a field called connect, or a variable called connect. We're going to open up with MySQL connect, and of course you're going to have to change this for yourself. The host name is localhost. Username for using a web server like this is just root, and there is no password, so I'm just going to leave that blank. Then I'm do db. I'm going to go back to the connect field actually, and add an or die statement. Is what the or die statement is going to do is if it can't connect, it's going to tell us there's an error. So basically, when that error shows up, we know we're unable to connect to that database. And then we're going to go ahead and select the database. And we're going to go ahead and the database was blog, and we're going to use connect here. So we'll root it together. Save it, and if we go back up here to blog, should work just fine. Alright. Okay, now that we're connected to our database, next we're going to add the add user page. Why? Okay, I took a little break there and I completely forgot where I was at. But what were we going to do? Right, we're going to make the add user page. Okay. Now, like I said before, we're gonna store all administrative pages in a new directory. So, I created a new document on Notepad 2, and we're gonna go ahead and include. We're gonna include the global file. So, include. I don't know. I forget how to do it. Whatever. We'll just. try global.php. The global header echo admin index. Then include footer. And we'll go ahead and close it. And we're gonna save this. Let's see, new folder. We're gonna call it? We're gonna call it admin. We're gonna call this file index.php. It shouldn't work. That's what I thought. Try double slash. Yeah. Hang on. There we go. That should work. Go back to directories. There we go. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, I usually have all my files in one folder, so I'm used to doing something like that. Okay, now that we have that included, we're going to go ahead and check. Let's see. If we're gonna check if this exists as well. If on this page, echo admin index, else echo ahref login.php. Click here to log in. And we'll go ahead and save that and go back here. My bad. Alright, we need to go back to the admin index. Why does it do that? Alright. There we go. Okay. Now, since our login page doesn't exist just yet, we're going to go ahead and do this. Also, we're going to have to edit that global file. And we're going to go and just include normal links. I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that. So it's overall now. Save it. Alright. Okay. Now, is what we need to do first. We're gonna have to insert a little username and password into the field right now. So quickly, I'm just gonna. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna encrypt a password that I'll use for database in the database. And let's see, we'll echo MD5. We'll just use the word admin. Okay. Okay, once we get this, copy and paste it. You gotta be kidding me. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and insert a row into our database here by clicking insert, the insert tab on the top there. And username, we'll just use admin. And password will be our encrypted password there. Go and click go. And I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this. Okay, and we'll save that. And we'll go here, back to this. Now I'm going to go ahead and create a new file. This will be login. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Login.php. Now, inside this file, we're going to go ahead and include the global as well. And that is what we're going to do. We're going to check to see if the session exists. If the session does exist, we're going to tell them you're already logged in. And then if it doesn't exist, we're going to have we're going to see if the form has been submitted. If it has, then we're going to see if they can be logged in. If it hasn't, it's just going to show the form. Okay? Now we're down here a couple lines farther down, and we're going to do if session name. Or what did I say the session is? I completely forgot that. No, let's see. So, okay, it is session name. My bad. Okay, PHP include global.php. Now let's see. If session name echo you are already logged in. And basically, if they're already logged in, they're going to see that message. And then we're going to open up an else statement here. And let's see. We're going to check to see if post submit, if that variable coming from the form exists, we'll go ahead and do our information. Actually, we're going to do if post submit doesn't exist, because I just want to do the form first here. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and echo a nice little small table. Okay, and I'm going to echo the form. The form name will be login. Method will be post, and action will be login.php. Okay, and we'll echo a row and a data cell. We're going to call the first cell username. We're going to open another cell that has the input for it. Input type equals text. Name equals username. Okay. We're going to close the data cell and the row. We're going to open a new row and data cell for the password field. And we're going to go ahead and make an input type equals password. Name equals password. And we're going to end the data cell in the row. Then we're going to add one more data cell and row, and it's going to span over 2 columns. So, and we're going to line it to the right, and this is just going to be the submit button. Input type equals submit. Name equals submit, and I'm calling it submit because we have if post submit right there. Okay, and value equals login. Okay, and then we're just going to go ahead and end the form and end the table. And then let's scroll over. And we're going to end that. Then we're going to go ahead and do an else. And we're going to include pretty much selecting the information from the database. I'm going to extend this tutorial at least 5 minutes just so we could finish this part. And else, we're going to define our variables here. User equals post username, and pass equals post password. Alright? And then we're going to go ahead and check to see if those values have content inside of them. And if they do, we're going to go ahead and select it. Okay? Now we're going to do, we're going to check to see if the username actually exists first. So we're going to open up a new variable called SQL, and it's just going to contain some MySQL information that will select the username from the database, and then we're going to output it to see if that row exists in the database, and if it does, we're going to continue to go on and check to see if the username and password combination is correct. Alright, and go here, and our database name or table name is users. So we'll go here, select star from users. We could go ahead and just select a user if we want, but that's fine right now. Where username equals our username variable. And we're just going to go ahead and actually query that out. We're going to add an or die statement because we always want error reporting on, and it's always good if we get errors. And the next step, we're going to use another function inside of MySQL. It's called MySQL numRows. This will output the number of rows that we're selecting it from. So there should only be one in this case. And then if it equals 1, we're going to continue and go and check the username and password combination. If it equals 0, we're just going to tell them it doesn't exist. Alright? So we're going to do a couple down, and I'm just going to tab in. We're going to do if MySQL numRows res. Res is the query variable, and if it equals 1, we'll continue. And oops. Okay. If equals 1, we're now going to continue on to another query. We're going to do this. We're going to call it the sql2, and we're going to select star from users, where username equals user. Before we do that, we're going to define another password variable. We're going to call this epass, and we're going to just encrypt it, because we use the encryption level inside the database when we inserted the admin row into the users table, where username equals user and password equals epass. Okay, and we're going to do res2, and we're just going to actually use the query on it, and we're going to add the or die statement as well. Alright, and then we're going to do the same thing as we did with the username. We're going to use the if MySQL numRows. So if MySQL numRows res2 equals 1, then we're just going to comment and success. That means the username and password combination is correct. So, and since we're using sessions, we're going to define the session UID. Oopsies. After that, we're actually going to have to define another variable called row. Well, I like using row just to select the information from that row exactly. And we're going to use MySQL fetch assoc. It'll basically select data from that specific row. And we're doing it to res2. Okay. And now we're going to define our session. So session UID equals row ID. And row ID is the user ID inside the database here. You can see here, ID. Alright. And then we're going to go and say echo, you have successfully logged in as bold user. Please click any link to continue. And if this works successfully, we should see the administrative links. Now we have to end all these, and we're going to add else statements to each of them. And this one is else echo username and password combination are incorrect. And then we're good with that. We're going to go down 2 or 3. How many did I put? Okay, and we're going to do the else. And then echo. The username you supplied does not exist in our database. Alright, and end it. And then, okay. I'm just trying to get it even. Alright. And then we'll go ahead in here. And then we're going to add that else echo you did not supply all the valid fields. And we're going to end it. And we're also going to end this. And then we have to end this, which goes up with if the session already exists. Then we're going to go ahead and include the footer and close our PHP tags. Save it, and we'll go ahead and test it. Click here to log in. Okay, we get no errors right now. what I want to do right now is just spiff it up a bit so we don't have default stuff. So I'm just gonna add input and border 1 pixel number 1 2 3. Font family Arial. Font size 10 point. Color 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay. We'll go back, open the login, and refresh. Very nice, very nice. And then my username was admin. Actually, we're going to test the failures first. So we're going to head and see username equals duh, and no password. It should say you do not supply all the valid fields, and then duh. Username doesn't exist. And then we'll do admin duh, and username and password are incorrect. And then admin as our username and password. Log in. And it says you have successfully logged in as admin. Please click any link to continue. Click home. And now we have our 3 main links. If we go to our admin page, we'll get that as well, because the session carries over onto this website. Oh, I must have defined the session incorrectly on the admin page. Yeah, I called it. Okay, name. And we should have admin index right there. Okay, well, part 2 of our admin login right now is complete. And the next part will be actually adding a new admin to our database, and then having them be able to log in as well. And well, I hope you liked this one. I really do hope you stay tuned for the next parts. Please comment to see any comments, opinions that you wish to express yourself to me. Just do it right through YouTube, and if you want to continue receiving these videos as I upload them, just hit that orange button that says subscribe, and you will receive all my videos right when I upload them. Alright, and I guess I'll see you next time. Good night.